We had beautiful weather today, and the beautiful weather continues all through Easter weekend. Temperatures are warming up, we'll have plenty of sunshine and staying dry until next Tuesday. All the details on the forecast coming up.
Now on News Channel 6 at 10, helping the homeless in Augusta. What local leaders are doing to make sure people have a roof over their heads. Plus, a local housing complex set to be demolished. What people living in Dogwood Terrace need to know. And cracking down on derelict property in Augusta. Why city leaders want to toughen punishment on landlords violating city code. As your news at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thank you so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins tonight with local leaders finding ways to help the homeless population in Augusta. Nikita Dennis is live in the Satellite News Center with more. Nikita?
Yeah, the Augusta-Richmond County Homeless Task Force says the homeless population is continuing to grow in our area. And members of the task force say their first priority is making sure people have a place to stay.
This is such an important thing. We talk in the community about how the youth aren't that apparent here in this community.
And we make sure that every time a partner has a resource available and we find out about it, we want to get them to be a part of this task force. We want them on these committees because we need their expertise. They're the ones boots on the ground telling us what is needed.
Organizations like United Way, Gap Ministries, and others came together Thursday for the Augusta-Richmond County Homeless Task Force meeting, hoping to find housing for people seeking shelter. They're looking at different properties throughout the area to serve as homeless facilities. The task force is working on various initiatives for the year to help with shelter, employment, and mental health services. They've also partnered with local institutions to provide mental health resources to improve the care of homeless individuals.
Once we have these units available and prepared for the homeless to come in and seek that shelter, we'll also have the services ready for them so that we can really offer them wraparound services and be there for them in a holistic way.
Collins says as they work to help find shelter for people in need, the task force is also looking to house foster kids once they turn 18.
So we know that there is a very large population of foster children in the area, and we know that these young people, once they turn 18, they're out on their own. And as wonderful as foster parents are, there's only so much that they can do and give.
It's not certain when the facilities will be ready to house people, but they're working as quickly as possible. Live in the Satellite News Center, Nikita Dennis, WJBF News Channel 6.
Big news for Bamberg. Nearly 3 months will stay open until April the 10th. It is time now for our first check of the forecast. Here's our meteorologist, Jenna Petracci.
Well, Jenny, we had beautiful sunshine today, and now skies are still staying clear as we take a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam at Doctors Hospital. Not a drop of rain in sight, and it will stay that way all the way into the weekend, even the start of next week. So no rain recorded today. We had those storms come through yesterday, and after that, we are done with it. Back to high pressure over the area with some nice warm temperatures. We started out at 56, warmed up to 71 this afternoon, and right now we're sitting in the 50s. 51 in Augusta, 50 in Barnwell. Evans, you're at 59, a bit warmer. 56 in Millen. Wrightsville, still in the low 60s and right at 60 in Lincolnton, Sparta, and Sandersville. So definitely a warmer than normal night. Satellite radar showing the clear skies throughout the region. And as we zoom out here, there's the high pressure moving in. So nothing going on across the southeast. The low pressure system that brought us the storms yesterday is now up towards the mid-Atlantic, bringing showers along the east coast. Now for the wind speeds, those are coming in from the north, and that is going to bring some cooler air in tonight. So even though I just mentioned it's warmer than normal, once these winds settle down and all that cold air moves in, we'll drop down into the upper 30s to low 40s tomorrow morning. So 7 miles per hour in Crawfordville, 11 in Sparta, 10 in Aiken, and 6 in Augusta. But by the time you're headed headed out the door tomorrow morning, winds will be calm or only up to around 3 miles per hour. And at that point, 42 at 5 a.m., 39 by 7 o'clock in the morning. So cold tonight, clear skies. Temperatures will be warming up though. We'll be back into the 70s for your Friday. Beautiful conditions once again over Easter weekend, warming up each day, eventually into the 80s, and staying dry all the way until next Tuesday. I'll have more details on the forecast coming up shortly, but back to you, Jenny.
All right, thank you, Jenna. People in one Augusta neighborhood want to know why there are 3 portable buildings sitting on their streets. We'll discuss whether city codes need to change to increase fines on violators. Tonight, the United Way of Aiken County held its annual meeting and awards ceremony. It helps provide health, education, and financial stability to the community members alongside their United Way partners. The event was held to recognize community members who are making an impact. WJBF Good Morning Augusta anchor Barkley Bishop was MC for tonight's event.
The people that have been receiving awards tonight definitely are not in it for the awards. They are in it for making an impact in our community. It makes me feel great that I get to give a little bit back to those people that have worked so unwaveringly throughout the campaign to make sure that we can raise enough funds to provide the funds for our partner agencies.
The United Way of Aiken raised over $2 million in funds. 2 years have passed since the Aiken Housing Authority. The legislative session wrapping up. We'll give you a look at what lawmakers' priorities were as your news at 10 continues.
And only 3 days until Easter, and it will be a lovely day with lots of sunshine and warm temperatures. I'll have a look at how warm those temperatures will get coming up.
The death of the WJBF Scholar Athlete Awards honor high school students from around the CSRA for outstanding achievements, both on the athletic field and in the classroom.
I'm Tamika Lampkin from Jefferson Energy Cooperative. Being a scholar athlete means excelling in both the classroom and in sports. If you know a high school senior that thrives in the classroom and on the athletic field, we encourage you to nominate them for the Scholar Athlete Award. Here's how.
To nominate, go to WJBF.com and click Scholar Athlete Award under the Sports tab. Let's face it, news is complicated. That's why WJBF.com makes it easy. Get clear, accurate stories that don't waste your time. Plus, get the latest video in one click with WJBF Plus. Get it all at WJBF.com. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Earlier today, I had the privilege of speaking with 4th grade classes at Blue Ridge Elementary School in Evans, Georgia. These were great groups of students. I had so much fun, and the teachers were great as well. Big shout out to Miss Laura Walker, who set up this visit with me. She's pictured there. Thank you so much for having me. I definitely hope to come back again next year. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam now in Aiken. It is a pleasant night. It's cool. We're at 51 degrees, but definitely not as cold as it typically would be. We have a 6-mile-per-hour wind coming in, and that is coming in from the northwest. So that's helping to bring in some cooler air over time. By the time you're headed out the door tomorrow morning, we'll be more so around 40 degrees. Dew points are in the 40s. Overall dry air overhead. We're anywhere from those low 50s to upper 50s. 56 in Crawfordville, 55 in McCormick. Barnwell, a bit cooler at 50, 53 in Sylvania, and 56 in Millen. As I mentioned, those winds coming in from the northwest, 6 miles per hour in Augusta, but 10 in Aiken, 11 in Edgefield. A little bit breezy here and there, but clear skies overhead. We had a few spotty showers earlier in our southeastern counties, but there's the high pressure moving in. That'll keep the weather really pleasant over the next couple of days. We had the storms last night, and that low pressure system is now off the coast, bringing some rain around North Carolina's coastline and further up towards the north of that. For us tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, 39 at 7 a.m., but 72 at the 3 o'clock hour, and warm temperatures throughout all of Easter weekend. Saturday's high is 78, and then by Easter Sunday, high of 82 degrees. Very, very warm. Those temperatures will stay in the 80s all the way into next Tuesday as well, then dipping back down to the low 70s Wednesday and Thursday. Dew points very low, so you don't have to worry about any rain and really not even any cloud cover Friday and Saturday. We'll start to see an increase in cloud cover, though, with those dew points going up on Monday, and that's when we'll start to see our next rainmaker approaching. But in the meantime, completely dry, just a little bit breezy here and there. Those wind gusts up to around 25 miles per hour throughout Easter weekend, but overall, not much going on. Futurecast, high pressure over the area tomorrow morning. Winds eventually come in from the west and then the south, and that will bring in all the warmer air and once again rise those temperatures all the way into the 80s. On Saturday, plenty of sunshine still. We have this front up to the northwest, and that's what will eventually bring us some rain Tuesday night into Wednesday. So there's the cold front. This is going to be mostly overnight. So overall, for the next 10 days, we're going to be mostly dry. Lows tonight in the upper 30s to low 40s. Highs tomorrow in the low 70s with sunshine. And that 10-day forecast showing the sunny days ahead. It's going to be mostly dry all week long. As I mentioned, only that chance of rain Tuesday night into Wednesday. Also the potential of some storms, but overall, really nice weather ahead. Definitely much warmer, and our low temperature is much warmer as well.
All right, we're ready for that. Thank you so much, Jenna. Today is the last day for the Georgia legislative session. Lawmakers have passed the school voucher bill, tougher penalties for fentanyl trafficking, and lower income taxes. Some bills have failed, like Medicaid expansion and capping tax credits for the movie industry. Lawmakers are still discussing a mobile sports betting bill.
Of course, we want to make sure we prioritize education, making sure we're fully funding K-12 education. We want to make sure that we're giving our law enforcement personnel the raises that they deserve, our teachers the raises that they deserve as well. So those are some high points that we're looking for in our budget.
Lawmakers are expected to wrap up tonight around midnight. 2 people are wanted after a deadly shooting in Aiken County. It happened on Old Aiken Road. Investigators found 32-year-old Tavares Burley just before 5:30 yesterday. He had been shot. Investigators are looking for 29-year-old Charlotte Hayes and 23-year-old Stefan Dunbar. If you have any information on their whereabouts, contact the Aiken County Sheriff's Office. Stay with us. We go to Baltimore for the latest on the recovery of 4 people following the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Crews in Baltimore are working to recover the bodies of 4 people still unaccounted for after the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. 2 victims were pulled out of the water yesterday and identified. Christiane Cordero with more.
For 3 days, crews have searched Baltimore's cold, murky water for the 6 construction workers who died in the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge. In the past 24 hours, we've learned more about who they're looking for.
And our hearts are with the families. And to all the families, we are so sorry for this tragedy.
Maryland officials say 35-year-old Alejandro Hernandez Fuentes, originally from Mexico, and 26-year-old Dormian Cabrera from Guatemala were pulled from a red pickup truck submerged in 25 feet of water Wednesday. ABC News has also confirmed Miguel Luna, originally from El Salvador, and Maynor Suazo Sandoval, who emigrated from Honduras, are also among the dead. They all lived in the Baltimore area and were fixing potholes on the bridge when it collapsed. The governor giving an update tonight.
This work will not take hours. This work will not take days. This work will not just take weeks. We have a very long road ahead of us.
New video shows the lights on the ship go in and out twice, less than 5 minutes before it slammed into the Key Bridge. Maritime shipping expert Sal Mercogliano describes the ship going quiet as the worst possible sound.
It's horrifying because you know you've lost control. There's nothing you can do. I mean, you're literally at the mercy of inertia and currents and winds.
Authorities say the swift moves of dispatchers and police may have prevented an even bigger catastrophe. The Mayday call prompted them to stop drivers from traveling on the bridge.
I need one of you guys on the south side, one of you guys on the north side, hold all traffic on the Key Bridge.
The NTSB is reviewing preliminary data to better understand what caused the power outage. A full investigation could take over a year. Officials say the next priority is to reopen the busy port.
You don't want any more problems from the ship. You know, it's kind of grounded right now up against the pier. So you don't want to pull it off and it winds up sinking on you.
Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Baltimore.
Coming up, it is opening day for Major League Baseball, and more honors have been handed out to our outstanding local high school basketball players from this season. Kira Goldstein's up next with sports.
Years, so even if you've smoked till you're 40 and have 20-pack years and you're 50, you still qualify for a lung cancer screening CT. And if we're able to find a nodule and diagnose you with lung cancer early, that is the best chance for cure.
caring for Carolina. Throughout the years, News Channel 6 has been honored to impact the lives of thousands of families in need. It's our way of giving back to the community we proudly serve. Sponsored by Aiken Regional Medical Centers and Bath Fitter. Over the years, thousands of people have gotten their hands on one. And who knows, you could be next. Win your very own Good Morning Augusta coffee mug at WJBF.com/coffee club. Sponsored by Honda Cars of Aiken. Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
The Clemson Tigers are still dancing after knocking off second seed Arizona in Los Angeles on Thursday night. Unfortunately, due to NCAA regulations, we can't show the highlights, but the Tigers got the 77-72 win, thanks in part to a game-high 18 points from Chase Hunter, plus 17 from PJ Hall and 14 from Ian Shefflin. The Tigers now advance to the Elite Eight for only the second time in program history. They'll take on the winner of Alabama versus North Carolina. The AJC released its list of all-state basketball players for 2024, and we have 15 local players receiving honors. Headlined by Westside's DeMarco Middleton taking Player of the Year honors for Class 2A. He helped lead the Patriots to their third straight state championship. Middleton, a part of all three titles, his teammate Levante Ivory named second team. Thompson's DeQuan Young, also first team, with teammate Jakias Jones getting an honorable mention, and Butler's Roosevelt Brown was named second team. On the girls' side, Michaela Boggins from Cross Creek, WJBF family member Carrie Fluellen from Josie, and Tania Williams from Swainsboro made first team. Butler's Brayla Harris and Thompson's Jada Kendrick were named to second team. We have a full list at WJBF.com. Well, it's like Christmas Day for baseball fans. Opening day of the Major League Baseball season, one of the best days of the year. The Braves season opener, though, against the Phillies got pushed back to Friday. That'll be at 3 p.m. But opening day starter Spencer Strider talked about the team's goals for the season and coming out ready to win from the start.
You know, one of those is obviously winning the World Series. It's the big goal. I think that, you can't just flip the switch when opening day comes and treat that differently to spring training, nor can you flip the switch when you get to October and expect to be able to handle that environment. I think you have to start that process now.
Earlier this week, the Braves showing off some of the promotional giveaways for this season, including several bobbleheads and more. More importantly, the new food offerings at Truist Park. Home opener will be on Friday, April 5th against Arizona.
Saving money.
And last but not least, long before kids could find anything they wanted on social media, comic books were a popular pastime.
It's the 85th anniversary of Batman today, and New York City is celebrating. Marvin Scott shows us why so many people love the superhero.
Over the course of 8 decades, Batman has endured as an iconic comic book character. He has stood as a symbol of determination, courage, and justice to legions of fans. His staying power and longevity, they're a testament to the global attention his character has achieved.
The thing about Batman that separates him from so many other heroes is that he doesn't have any superpowers. Like, he's not Superman, he's not Wolverine, he's an average person.
Fans we found at Midtown Comics remember growing up clutching the Batman comics.
I just always been a big fan. I loved his costume and had all of his toys as a kid, and I still collect Batman material, actually.
Bruce Wayne evolved as the Batman character, vowing to avenge the murder of his parents. He waged war on criminals as the Caped Crusader in The Dark Knight. New York inspired the home of Batman, Gotham City. The Batman franchise has earned millions of dollars over the years through merchandise and films that seem to bring Batman to life. The price may have changed since 1939, but the comic books, they're still popular.
He's still number one. He outsells almost, he's neck and neck with Spider-Man, but Batman is still usually the best seller every month.
Matthew Manning has written a dozen books about the Batman phenomenon, which he believes will continue for generations to come.
That he's been reinvented all the time, where the character started out noir, and they could go kind of science fiction to comedy to back serious again. So I think every generation has their Batman, and as long as he keeps being reinvented, I think people will keep discovering him.
My husband, my brother, my son, they could just go on and on and on about Batman.
You know, I've never seen it, which Kira wouldn't be surprised.
Not
I'm
surprised,
so bad
even
at
in the
movies.
slightest. No.
No, but I've known so many people that are so into Batman, have like their own Batmobile, whole own movie theater theme in Batman.
Wow.
It is a big thing for some people.
Yeah.
I definitely had a lot of the comics. Loved the comics as
Yeah.
well.
Wow. Well, our 10-day forecast showing the beautiful sunshine all throughout the weekend. Temperatures staying warm. It will be cold tonight with a low of 39, but high of 73 tomorrow, all the way up to 82 on Easter Sunday, and then even into next week, we'll still be in the low 80s. And then finally, we'll see some rain Tuesday night into Wednesday. But the rest of your 10-day forecast, nice and dry.
All right, thank you, Jenna. The news continues at the top of the hour on WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Hogan's Heroes is next here on MeTV.